TikTok for business. Never in my life thought that I would be here teaching about TikTok. I am Stephanie, if you don't know me. Most of you found me on Instagram, you know me in real life, but there are a good chunk of you who just know me through TikTok, which still blows my mind. But I am a creator. I run the Cool Mom CEO TikTok account, and the name that I picked for that was just a fluke, and now it's kind of stuck. There's nothing that I can do about it. So Cool Mom CEO is the brand. I'm a single mom, and I'm the founder of the Social Vine marketing agency. I'm a speaker now and marketing educator. This is something that just kind of came about in the past 6 months, which is just a true testament to show when you lean into the things that are enjoyable and feel in alignment with you, you just start to kind of come into your own. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story, why I'm here, why you should listen to me at all when it comes to this topic. So basically, the whole idea of me starting a business started in 2022 as a virtual assistant business. And I quickly discovered or remembered that I don't know anything about organization or helping people on the back end of their business. So I leaned into social media really quickly, and Instagram was my thing. I loved Instagram. I was comfortable on Instagram. And so I just started helping business owners build their business on social media. And I really didn't know that there was anything beyond just running people's social media at the time. But fast forward to today, and I am more of a marketing consultant slash educator, depending on if I'm working one-on-one with clients or if I'm on TikTok creating content for myself or for brands. So I really want to give you a little bit of a background on what started this, because like you, I don't know, I mean, like a lot of you, I thought TikTok was dancing for like Gen Z, and I like to dance, but I'm just not into like learning, spending all the time doing all of that and not having it affect my business at all. So I didn't understand it, but there came a point, I think January, like mid-January, when I was talking to a bunch of my clients and we were looking at analytics, and it was just like mind-blowing how little Instagram was actually doing for our business. It's great for community. I've built really, really genuine relationships on Instagram, and I think that that's the main purpose that it serves for me and a lot of the people I've talked to about it. But it was just that defeated feeling of like, I'm putting all of this time into creating this content, but then like what are we doing? It's living and dying in the same day. This freaking 10 slide carousel post that I'm creating, and then 5 people see it. And they were people, like 2 of them were family members. Great. Super helpful for the growth of my business. So it was like, at that point, I was like, okay, we're just going to try TikTok. I'm going to see what are people doing over there? Because people keep talking about it. I had heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk about it, and I'm like, okay, we're just going to try it out. So I started a challenge with myself, alone, secret. No one knew about it, not even my closest friends. And the reason I did it that way was, 1, because I was embarrassed. 2, I was nervous to show up as myself. If people who knew me on Instagram were going to watch me on TikTok, I'm like, I'm going to have to act the same, which I do act myself on Instagram, but I'm a little bit more tame. And I think I still have that Instagram mindset where I'm just that aesthetic feed. Things have to be perfect. And no matter how many times I tell my clients or myself, it doesn't have to be a cohesive feed. You can calm down with the changing your branding every 5 seconds. but I can't let go of it for the life of me. So I decided for 30 days, I was going to do an extreme challenge with myself and not tell anyone. I posted 7 to 10 times every single day. Well, that was the goal for 30 days. I didn't make it for the whole 30 days with 7 to 10. And I will tell you, I'm not going to recommend that you do that either, because I was so tired, so burnt out. And I'm like, well, great. Now I'm going to hate TikTok by the end of these 30 days because I'm burning myself out. So now I know, like, that's not sustainable, but I really just wanted to collect as much data as I possibly could for my clients, and like just to do exactly what I'm doing right now. I wanted to be able to say, this is what I did. This is what I tried. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. And I want to report back to my Instagram people and be like, it's shit over there. Don't even worry about it. They're blowing smoke. Don't bother going to TikTok. But my mind was blown. It was a completely different experience than I ever expected. And TikTok went from being, in my mind, a complete waste of time in December of 2021 to January hits and Instagram pushes me over the edge. I started the challenge, and within a week, I knew that there was something special about it because I had 1,000 followers in a week. And I'm thinking, I have been on Instagram my business account was like 3 years in, and I had like 1,500 followers. I'm like, I just did this in 1 week, what I was trying desperately to do for 3 years on Instagram. So I was just like, hey, there's something here. We're going to keep going. So after the 30-day mark, I think I had missed like 3 or 4 days somewhere in there because I was traveling, and it dwindled where I was like, last 2 weeks of the challenge, I was doing like 5 TikToks a day, which is still insane. And I also, there's no need for that. But after the 30 days ended, I had hit 10,000 followers, and my view of TikTok and content marketing had changed completely. So as I continued growing from that first time when I created my account, which was January 29th, technically, of this year, I now had 20,000 followers. It was April, and to like right now, I think it's around 53,000. And I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. It's followers don't equal sales. I'm completely aware of that on Instagram. However, on TikTok, it's a totally different game. So when you're on TikTok and you're posting content and you're giving value, and it doesn't have to be value like teaching. It could be you're entertaining them, you're giving them tricks, tips, whatever. It's whatever that person finds valuable. You're doing that consistently, and it's just the residual effects of that are insane. So this is just a little tiny snapshot of the growth from January to May, the revenue in my business. So you can see, obviously, it went through the roof. The very first 30 days when I was moving up to 10,000 followers, I had $2,400 in sales that came directly from TikTok, 8 new clients, 247 new Instagram followers, which we all know is groundbreaking. Like, that is amazing. And 150 new people on my email list. So that was 150 new people that I could promote my products and services directly to, and they were off of social media. And that's the goal. So today in this workshop, I really want to help you set up, optimize, and kind of learn how you're going to create for the platform, how to work with the algorithm, how to prepare for your business growth, how to position your brand for opportunities that you probably don't even know exist yet. And the magic of doing less, simplicity. That's what TikTok is all about. This quote from Gary Vee was one that stuck out to me, that I saw it right after I had started on TikTok. And it's so true that we end up pandering to likes, and the audience on Instagram tends to fall to the wayside. It's more like the algorithm that we're creating content for. So you end up creating content you don't give a shit about just because you know it'll do well, instead of creating shit that you like. And the transformation that happens when you come to TikTok is like, and I know there's some men on here, so they might not 100% understand this comparison, but have you ever gone out with your friends and you're wearing your jeans and they're like your standing jeans? Like, I have standing jeans. If I wear my standing jeans and my friends pull a fast one and we end up like sitting all night, and I'm in pain because I'm in these standing jeans and I can't wait to get out of here, and it's horrible, and my organs are being crushed. I just want to get the fuck out. And finally, you get into the car and you can unbutton your pants and sit down, and you're like, oh my God, I don't ever want to do that again. That was awful. That's the feeling of going from Instagram with your standing jeans on, tight, can't breathe, want to get the hell out, to TikTok, which is like the feeling of getting into your car, unbuttoning your pants, and finally being able to breathe. Yes, it's dramatic. It's very dramatic, but that's literally how it felt. I started having fun creating content again, and I'm able to do so many other things for my clients because I know them better now, because I created a shit ton of content in not just in the 30 days, but since, and it's because I'm enjoying it. So I want to start talking about the platform. And there's one little piece in here where it will kind of be workshop like interactive, where we'll take a minute and you can kind of jot down exactly like what we're going to go over. But to start with the platform as a whole, I wanted to talk about what makes it different. So there's many things that people say when I talk about getting on TikTok. I have heard endlessly people talk about how Instagram is a struggle. They don't even know what to post, the usual. I'm sure you have all felt that way at some point. But the one that sticks out to me the most is this question: how do I even know my audience is on TikTok? So I started researching it, and I really wanted to make sure I had something concrete to tell people when they say that. So 800 million users are on TikTok. 50% are over 20, and 26 to 31% of that audience are over 30. And it's growing. It's just like every other platform that we've ever seen in the social media world. It starts out with a younger generation, like Facebook. It used to be college kids. And I know that's because that's the only people who were allowed on there, but every social media platform after that has kind of followed suit. So it starts with the younger generation and then it ages up. So that's where we're at now. We're at the peak. This is the best time for someone who is between like 27 and 50 to get onto TikTok. I mean, above 50, it doesn't matter. But anyone, like if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, TikTok is a gold mine for you right now. TikTok was the #1 most downloaded app in 2021. It beat Google for search engine searches. Like the people, when they're looking for information now, they're either going to Google or they're going to TikTok, and they're putting in their keywords or whatever their question is in the search bar. And that's how they're getting information. And this was also really interesting that the average user spends 82 minutes per day on the app. So the chance of exposure is really great, but also people listen. It was like 90% of people listen to TikTok with the sound on, which is totally different from Instagram. A lot of us know, like when we're in bed at night, just scrolling through stories, not sleeping, and we need to have captions on because we listen with no sound. But on TikTok, it's a different experience. So a 2022 report that TikTok did showed that 73% of people felt a deeper connection with brands they connected with on TikTok. And this isn't just like big companies and big brands. I'm talking about personal brands and people, the human side of a marketing agency, the human side of like a realtor or whatever company or industry it is, it humanizes that brand. So the audience feels more connected and more loyal to that brand. So why is TikTok different? It's just another social media platform. What could be so different that it's worth you learning a whole new platform and moving all of your content over there? So the number one difference is the reach. When I started creating content and saw that I was reaching people all over the world, that's when I really knew that this was something unlike anything I'd ever experienced before. My content was not just like on Instagram where you're posting it and it's going out to maybe a few new people, but mostly just your followers. Or if it's your stories, it's just going to your followers. So, and most of us are putting our best shit in the stories. I know I am. That's where all of, like, if I'm going to sell something or promote, or if I'm going to talk about something that I'm doing behind the scenes, that's where the connections happen. And then I was thinking, everyone in my stories already follows me. It doesn't make sense. And I never looked at it that way before, but the reach is incredible. And the second thing that kind of goes with that is the content shelf life. So your content, when you post it on TikTok, has the opportunity to go into cycles, like it comes out in waves. I'll explain a little bit more about the algorithm in a little bit, but your content doesn't reach its full potential until it's been posted for like 30, 60, 90 days. The algorithm will, in waves, dump your content out and test it on new audiences. So I had a video that I posted like when I first started my account that was just obviously re-released because I have a whole flood of new comments on that video. So thinking about a video you post today could go viral a year from now. And you never know. It's like a guessing game, unfortunately. You never know which one they're going to push out, but there are some things that I can show you that can help with predicting that or controlling that as much as we can. The fourth difference, it's a brand builder. So this platform it makes you think of your business as so much more than just what it is today. So before TikTok, my business was a marketing agency. This is what I did. These were my services, and it was here, all nicely wrapped up with a bow. But when you come to TikTok, it's you. And then that marketing agency is just a little tiny piece of that brand. And it opens up so many opportunities to grow. So not only now can I serve clients, but I can also help people who want to start an agency or want to start a business. So I have a B2C branch, B2B branch. I have maybe brand partnerships with brands that are aligned with my values and my personal mission. And now I have different opportunities that have just like magically opened up just because I'm creating content on this platform. And that leads into the last one, the opportunity. I had no idea what these kids were doing on TikTok with brands and content creators. I'm like, they're taking pictures. What are they doing? What are they doing to create content? But now I see that the opportunity for brands to use our platforms as we grow them, they can take our virtual real estate and leverage that for their brand. Or they can take our likeness, we can post on their TikTok, like we send them a video and they post it on theirs and we get paid for it. There's just so many side doors and windows and abstract ways that you can start to diversify your income, and just really grow your business in ways that you may not even have on your radar right now. So when you're on the platform, there's three main things that you will be doing. And I do have like a little tutorial that kind of shows you the working parts of TikTok that I will send all of you so that you'll have kind of that foundational layer. If you've literally never been on TikTok, you have no idea. It helps with like the functionalities. So don't feel like you're lost already, because now we're talking already about moving forward. So optimizing, creating, and engaging are the two main focuses on the platform. So optimizing, basically, this is setting your profile up and your content up so that if someone comes to your TikTok profile, they can get a feel for who you are, what you're about, and what kind of content they're going to get if they follow you in 3 seconds or less. The attention span of every human is very, very small, but on TikTok, it seems to be even smaller. So when we talk about like what would tell them in 3 seconds or less, what kind of content they're going to get from us, it would be snappy, direct, to the point words. So I want you to take a second, if you have the notes section on your phone or a piece of paper and a pen, write down what words describe your content or your industry, your business, your brand, whatever it is that you do. But instead of thinking about how you would describe it, like in high level terms or abstract terms, think about what words are my customers Googling. They don't know about your brand yet. They don't know about anything specific, maybe even the method that you use for something. If it's very specific, try to avoid that. Use something low level and to the point. So I'm going to give you just a couple seconds to write down a couple things. I'm going to take a drink because I'm dying. I always get very out of breath when I'm talking. Okay, so I'm going to move into exactly what those things can apply to when you're looking at your profile. So when you look at a TikTok profile, you will see username, a little bio, and then maybe there's a little Q&A symbol below it. So you do not have the ability to put in a link on your TikTok until you hit 1,000 followers, or 10,000 followers. I'm sorry. You can't go live until you hit 1,000 followers. But once you hit 10,000, you can have a link. But there's other ways around that. So you can connect your Instagram to your TikTok, which I highly recommend doing, and then just kind of funnel people from your TikTok over to your Instagram to have conversations outside of your comments. So the first area that you want to focus on, your bio. It's not like Instagram, where you can be cutesy or creative. It's more like, what are I think you have 80 characters. What are the 3 main words that describe what you do? And it doesn't have to be one category. So mine has, I think, founder, single mom and marketing something about marketing. So they know something about my personality when they come there. They'll know something about what kind of content or what I teach, and then just a little bit more about like the vibe, I guess. So you can use emojis. That's always really helpful to just grab their attention. But something that's super to the point. I recommend going to other people's profiles on TikTok, maybe even people who do what you do, and just see what words they're using, and then maybe pick some that are similar or just how they're framing it. The second thing, your username. So there's two different places for your name technically on your TikTok. And so there's your username, which is on Instagram, like your handle. So the @ symbol, and then whatever your username is. So that is what's going to show up when you comment on other people's posts. And you want to have it be something that grabs attention, but also describes you or your industry, your content. So I wouldn't recommend having it be like your business name. Like I wouldn't put the Social Vine as my username. The reason why I chose Cool Mom CEO was mainly because it was direct and to the point, and I was just trying to be quick about it. And I'm like, me and my friends always talk about Mean Girl. We always say I'm a cool mom. And now when I think about it, I'm like, that's my username forever. And then CEO, which just quickly, like little bite-size snapshot of what I do. So clearly I'm a mom, I'm cool, and I'm a CEO, which I've had some middle-aged men comment and ask why they can't find my board of directors when they Google me, because apparently CEO is a very serious term that I shouldn't be using. But it's always good to cause a little bit of controversy. And then the second option for your name will be, so when you look at your profile, it's at the very top, and it should be your name, and then use that up and down slash, and then a keyword that describes something that you do, your industry, something like that, because it's searchable. So just like on Instagram, in your name, you should have a keyword that describes what you do. And then lastly, just your picture. Make sure that it's you. It could be just a headshot. I took the background out of mine because it was really busy and just made it like a solid color. A lot of people do that on TikTok, and you can easily do that in Canva. And now how to create for the platform. So when it comes to creating for your business on TikTok, I know that a lot of people, at least people that I've talked to about this, struggle with perfectionism and really the Instagram mindset. We kind of have like Instagram PTSD, where I'm like, this feels very uncomfortable, feels too easy over here. That's what TikTok was feeling. It feels like a trick. And I promise you it's not. It's what performs best. If you've ever heard of someone talk on TikTok about, I took an hour and a half to make this video and it got like 100 likes. And then I had another one where I like had no makeup on, and I posted it within 2 seconds of taking it, and it went viral. That's because you have to know your platform. The platform that you're creating for, it really dictates what kind of production level you have, what kind of content you're creating, but low level production is key. So lighting is important, like having a bright space to film your videos is really important to at least catch their attention. But when I say low level production, I'm more talking about like the sound effects or the editing or the filters and all of the little things that we add to make the video look really unique, or like this is going to be so cool. I'm going to put a transition in here that makes it like spin. And don't get caught up in that, because there are a lot of really, really cool like transitions and stuff. And you're going to think like, this is going to be the best TikTok anyone has ever seen in the history of TikTok. And then you're going to post it, crickets, guaranteed. That's what happened to me. I'm speaking from experience. Let it be easy. Treat it like, I did a TikTok that actually was my first viral, mini viral, I don't know, viral video, where I talk about treating your TikTok like Instagram stories. So a lot of us, including me in the beginning, I was thinking TikTok, Instagram Reels, same thing, mainly because people were taking TikToks and posting them on Reels. But it was like 3 weeks after they were popular on TikTok. So that was my first clue. But when I thought about it in the way of Instagram stories being TikToks, I'm like, okay, now I feel a little bit more comfortable with the more casual, like low production content. And it's actually easier for me to create now, because when I have a thought, I'll just get on and record a TikTok. And I save it my drafts, because I don't have time to like do caption or whatever at the time, but I'm just able to like off the cuff, have a conversation on TikTok and then save it my drafts. But the trick I will show you, or I'll talk about when we talk about content, is how to record. There's a simple formula for the videos. And I know the word formula seems like a little involved, but I promise you it's not. It's very simple. And it's just there to help give you a little bit of structure when you're creating. But knowing how to create for TikTok is so important. And third, engage. So like I said, we're going to talk about the algorithm a little bit more on a need to know basis. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into it. I wouldn't be able to if I tried, but the algorithm operates on ratios. So when you post a video and someone comments on it right away, you want to make sure that you comment back, you engage with them early. Like anyone who comments early, make sure that you are engaging with them, because the algorithm will see like, oh, people like this content, so we're going to show it to some more people. And that's the algorithm piece that we're going to go into, is this like the part of it that will give you peace of mind. Actually, when you're creating content, you'll start to see the patterns and how things happen once you post and when people engage with your content. Like it's kind of like a game after a while. It's not like on Instagram when you're thinking like, they'll post it and I guess we'll just wait. I mean, I don't even look back on my Instagram to engage anymore, because I'm like, 4 people saw it. And 2 of them were my mom and my best friend. Okay. So speaking of the algorithm, I want you to think about the algorithm and the way that TikTok works with your content in buckets and layers. So I wish I had like a science experiment to show you with water, but the first bucket is this small audience. So your video is shown to a small amount of people when it's first posted to kind of test it out. So they dump it into there and they're like, okay, we're going to see how people like it, especially if you're a newer account. And then people start to engage with it. It picks up some momentum and the algorithm notices. So they're like, okay, we're going to dump it into a bigger bucket. So that bigger bucket will bring more people from the For You page, which I'll talk to you a little bit about if you're not familiar with what the hell the For You page is. But it's basically people that are not following you. So once it notices more engagement, you're replying to comments, you're in conversation, they're like, okay, this piece of content has started a conversation and it's bringing more people into the comment section. It's keeping people on the platform longer. So we're going to reward this piece of content by dumping it into the third bucket, which is a lot more people. And I'm sure there are many buckets, but just starting with the first three, this is basically how that works. And then it just keeps growing from there. But you'll start to see it happen. And it's really cool once you start to post. So when you're creating content, I think a lot of us have heard about finding your niche or your niche and really getting specific with what you're talking about. And that's true. You will grow faster if you have a specific topic that you're talking about, something that you're known for. But on TikTok, there are tiers. So thinking about the algorithm, like these circles. So the very, very center, the core, is your target audience. Those are the people that are aligned with your services, your products, whatever it is that you're selling. That is going to be your main audience. And it's smaller, but it's aligned. So that's what matters. That comes back to I don't care how many followers you have, if they're not pre-qualified or aligned followers, it's not going to make a difference. So once you the layer right outside of that is your kind of interested audience. So these are people who might be following you, might not be. They'll probably comment on your stuff. They're probably not really invested in the topic that you talk about. So you want to create content for them too, which might just be relatable everyday stuff. Maybe it's a little bit more, I don't know, surface content. And that brings you to that surface audience. So the surface audience, it's basically people just scrolling, and they're going to come upon your content. They don't give a shit about what you're talking about, but they're going to watch it for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. But these people, what happens is you want to attract that surface audience too, with trending content, relatable content. I share things about my ADHD that does really well, and it doesn't relate directly to my business or marketing, but it still clips that outer audience who engages with my content. And because that's the audience that's going to push me towards my core audience. So if we have those people who are commenting on these seemingly pretty unrelated posts to my niche, the algorithm is seeing that they're engaging, so they push it further and further. And then that's how you reach your core audience. So don't feel like you have to really niche down, or don't pigeonhole yourself into this one little area. You're going to get so sick of talking about the same thing forever and ever if you do that. So know that you're allowed to create content outside of whatever your industry is. So the content. This is a mindset shift that will take time, but coming over to TikTok, instead of thinking about it as, okay, I am the business owner and I sell this. I'm promoting this service, product, selling whatever. You're not that person on TikTok. On TikTok, you are the imaginary reporter for the news station, magazine, or whatever that reports on your industry. Maybe it's for consumers, or maybe it's for other businesses, but you are talking about topics and relatable situations that have to do with your audience and what they're interested in. So with marketing, I'm not talking about what my service is. I'm not saying how I help my clients. What I'm saying is relatable situations. I'm talking about something that I was talking to my client about, or something that people have asked me about marketing their business with content. I'm talking around it instead of directly talking to my audience saying, buy this. This is what I'm promoting. This is what I do, like an infomercial. So that leads me to the sell without actually selling. And I recently did a video on TikTok about this, where you can sell around your actual offer or product by doing things that are relatable, like relatable situations, showing behind the scenes footage, telling stories. Stories are so important when it comes to TikTok or marketing in general, not just talking about what it is you do or what you sell, but tell the story about how you ended up doing what you're doing. It's kind of like if you think about Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, I don't give a shit where he's at right now. I don't care what he's doing. I don't want to hear a story about him right now, not even a little bit. But what I do want to hear is how he built his company. I want to hear about the before. Tell me about the time when he almost quit or when things went wrong. Like, I want to hear those stories because those are the stories that spark hope. That's what inspires people. And it's like a little, what is that? The Truman Show? The Truman Show, that's what it is. It's kind of like that, where you are just, you have your own little platform to really illustrate what you've been through. And this is your chance to tell your story. And that's how your brand is built. So taking a balance of surface content, storytelling content, and then your more specific content, and then just really figuring out the groove or the flow that feels good to you, that your audience responds well to. So we've all heard of trends. Instagram has them now, and you voiceovers, there's just, I mean, there are dances, but it's mainly voiceovers. And on TikTok, they have recently come out saying that they are now prioritizing original content. So original evergreen content. And basically what that means is you don't need a trending sound because we're actually prioritizing people who are creating content and coming up with things on their own, original thoughts and evergreen topics that anyone could watch at any time and it would be relevant to them. So the balance that's recommended, that I have found successful for myself and a lot of other creators, is 70% original content, 30% trending. So don't stress about finding trending sounds. There's a resource if you do want to find trending sounds that I'll share with you, but don't stress about the trending sound thing. I know that that has been a topic that a lot of people have messaged me about, that and hashtags. So this is the video formula that I was talking about, and it's very simple, as you can see. And I guarantee probably 70% of you have seen this or heard this before. In your video, you start with the hook, provide some type of value, and then a call to action at the end. If you're a copywriter, it's kind of the same deal. If you, I mean, in many different contexts, this formula is really kind of a framework that can translate across all industries. But the reason why it's important is that attention span. Once again, 3 seconds. You have to immediately hook your audience in. They're scrolling. Think about how fast you scroll on your phone, if not even TikTok, anywhere. You're scrolling mindlessly. Imagine if you heard someone who said something like, "Are you struggling with this?" Like, I would be like, yes, immediately. It's kind of like, you don't want to be an infomercial, but it's like that feel at the beginning where it's like, are you this? Then this is for you. That's like the hook. It's just something that's like a headline. Like if you were to look at a newspaper or you see a news story on TV and it's got that headline that makes you want to keep watching and it hooks people in. The hooks that I love to use are, I'll say directly, if you are an entrepreneur who struggles to market your business on social media, this is for you. I directly say, this is for you. Or you can do something that's a little bit more curiosity based, where you're like, why are people still doing this? I've tried that one before. I feel like a huge bitch when I do it though, because when I watch people's content, when they say that, I'm just like, oh, and you're going to be cringy. All of this will feel like you're cringing at yourself. I don't even watch mine back. I'll be honest. My podcast, I can't listen to any of it back. So if you feel that way, you're not alone. So start with that hook, saying something that will pique their interest or get their attention right away. The second part of the video is the value. So is it something relatable, entertaining, educational, whatever? It's value. So that's why it's hard when someone is selling a product and they're like showing the product and just basically trying to sell. It doesn't go over well on TikTok because they know you're selling to them. They don't know people. There's a quote, I think it's from Mike Kim. He says, people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold to. And that's 100% true. You can hint at things that you're doing and people will naturally want to know more information. I haven't sold one time on my TikTok, and I had people who were reaching out to work with me just based on the content that I was putting out and the value that I was providing for free. And then the last part, just the call to action. Super simple. Keep it very simple. I say the same call to action in every single video, and it's hope that helps, follow for more. And that's it. I'm not trying to get fancy. I don't even tell people comment below if you know. My brain doesn't even have the capacity for that sometimes. So I'm like, you know what, we're going to keep it the same no matter what. The good news is TikTok says consistency over frequency. What that means is if you can post once a day, great. Stay with once a day. Don't post once a day and then 5 times the next day and then 3 the next. Commit, figure out what's sustainable for you. If it's once a week, great. Let it be that. It doesn't have to be 7 to 10 times a freaking day. It just has to be consistent. The way to build trust with your audience and the algorithm is through consistently showing up. It doesn't really matter the time of day. It's nothing like Instagram when it comes to that. When people are on the platform, none of that. You could take all of your videos, say you have 5 videos to post and you're doing 5 a day because that's good for you. So you take all 5 of those videos, it's 11 o'clock at night, the kids are asleep, and you finally have a second to post your freaking TikToks. Dump them all on the platform. Dump them all on at once, doesn't matter. TikTok is a delayed release platform. Your TikToks are going to go out like they're going to go out no matter what. So you don't have to worry about spacing them out, scheduling them perfectly. Yes, sometimes may work better than others based on when people are on TikTok, but that is the very least of my worries. I'm going to post when I have time to post. Just matters that I'm posting and that I'm keeping my sanity. That's all I care about. And my business is growing. And the last area, growth. So I talked a little bit about the growth, and there are things that I didn't expect that came with growth, like kind of did, but I thought there would be more trolls. I'm like, okay, when you go viral, there's going to be a lot of really, really mean people who are going to come for me. And I like, do I remove my address from Google? I don't know. It's a dramatic reaction, I know, but you don't have to remove your address from Google. And the trolls aren't that bad. I've had one post that was actually about trolls that went viral, and the troll community came out full force. They are very passionate about supporting one another and their right to not have a username or profile picture and to comment rude things. So it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. It was more like invigorating. And I'm like, okay, I like, that once you've got a couple troll comments, just, you've made it in the TikTok world, that is. So for your business, don't expect virality, but prepare for it. So I didn't prepare for it. I didn't expect it either, but I definitely did not prepare for it. So I didn't have things set up. I was scrambling to get things like emails sent out. I was way behind. I still feel behind because of that ripple effect, the wave of people that came in the very beginning. So these are the things that I would suggest having set up for your business, not before you get on TikTok. Create your account and get on first. But these are the things that you can do while you're creating. So email list, if you don't have an email list yet, this is the number one thing you have to get set up. There are so many different user-friendly platforms that you can use. MailChimp, Flowdesk. I use ActiveCampaign, but if you're not tech savvy, ActiveCampaign it's rough. I've had a rough go with ActiveCampaign just because it's so robust and it's amazing, but it's tech heavy. So MailChimp, ConvertKit, there's a lot of different options for your email, but don't think like, I don't want to start an email list because I don't have time to email them. I don't know what, don't. Shut it down. Don't even think about it. You have to have this set up because what's the point? What is the point? What are we doing if we have all of these people coming to our TikTok account or any social media platform for that matter, and they're coming there and then they're kind of like, it's like walking into a room that has a really cool outside, or it's like got lots of curb appeal. And they walk into the house and they're like, there's no furniture. There's like nothing here. What are we here for? And then they turn around and leave right away. There's no way for you to get their information. So get the email list set up. First thing. The next thing is a freebie or a discount, depending on what type of, depending on what type of industry that you're in. It depends if you need a freebie or a discount. If you have a product-based business, it's a little bit different. So the other thing, low ticket offer. That was one thing that really generated a lot of revenue for my business. Having some way for them to pay me without me doing anything. So it's like a little workflow they could set up, they could book an appointment with me virtually, and it was done. There's an email that automatically goes out to them, and perfect, seamless. And I didn't have to touch any of it. So I also have some resources that I can tell you about that could help you with that if you need to get that set up for your business. But once you have these things set up, it's going to make things so much easier. You'll be able to focus on your business, working on it, and then creating content to grow. So these are some of the resources that I love using. You don't have to use all of them. You don't have to use any of them, but I've just found that these are the most, like, they all fit together. I use Metricool for scheduling my clients' work. It has amazing analytics. You can link all of your platforms together. Like you can post once and it can go on all of your platforms at the same time. So I do want to say, I don't recommend doing posting your reels to your TikToks. They don't translate as well if you are going to do that, but it's still an option to repurpose. And then FlickTech is just for hashtags. Zapier is to connect different software to talk to each other. And it's like the automation to make things happen without you having to do them manually. Repurpose.io is about the same thing, just repurposing content. Snaptick is to remove the watermark, so you can make sure you don't ever repost with a watermark anywhere. TrendTalk is for trends for TikTok. Air or Google Drive, I save all of my TikToks in a folder so I can use them or repurpose them whenever I want. Milkshake app is just what I use real quick, just as my link tree kind of thing. If you have a website, you can also create a link page on there. And then Notion is just great for people who love to plan content out. I am not one of those people. I don't plan content well. Okay, so really quickly, or not really quickly, I want to go through and answer questions that you guys have. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to come back here. Okay.
We had two while you were talking, Stephanie. Do you want me to read them out to you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first one was from Brian. When you were talking about engaging with commenters really quickly, he asked if that was the same, if you get the same kind of reaction in the algorithm on Instagram with that strategy.
No. I think now it's a little bit better with reels, like comments on Instagram that you can respond with a video. That helps because it's a new feature on Instagram, but I don't think it translates over to Instagram. I've tried to use a couple of the things that have worked on TikTok, like thinking that I learned something new that I could use on Instagram, and it falls flat. So no.
Okay. And then the other one was from Carly. She said, when you were talking about sort of the 70-30 rule that you have when you're posting for your clients, evergreen versus trending stuff. She said, what if we don't want to create trending content at all? That's a good question.
Yeah, you don't have to. You do not have to at all. My friend who owns the contract shop, she started on TikTok 2 months ago and talked about this. She doesn't do hashtags, and she does not do any trending content at all. So, and don't even feel like you have to do, some people will put a song on it and then turn it all the way down to 0. Don't do that, because then the song, like the sounds will be deleted and then your whole video is muted and ruined because you attached a trending sound. So it's actually pretty smart to not use a trend.
That's awesome, because Carly also added that she hates hashtags.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys, the hashtags, I mean, I don't ever look up hashtags. When I'm creating my caption, the caption should be 3 words. It's not like Instagram. Let it be short and to the point. It can even be like, that's what she said. Like, it literally doesn't even have to make sense. I swear to you, it does not matter. The rest should be hashtags that are like, how do I grow on Instagram? What am I doing here? Like, it can be anything that you think your ideal client could be just searching. Like, I just think about, what if my ideal client is like pissed off searching on or TikTok, like in the search, like, how do I work TikTok? So I'll put that as my hashtag, and it works really well.
That is so awesome and so easy. It's so easy.
So
Courtney asked in the chat, what strategies do you use to bring people from TikTok to Instagram or your email list? And then are there specific CTAs you use, or does it happen organically as your following grows?
I have free downloads for people. And there's a shift that you can make when it comes to TikTok. If you are someone who works with clients, like you're not a B2B company, so you might be like, what kind of download am I going to make for my audience? You can have a download that's for people who do what you do. So maybe you're creating content, some for your customers and clients, and then some for people who might want to do what you do. So I create, like, here's how to market your business, but also here's how to start a marketing agency. So you can do it 2 different ways. So it opens up this realm of possibilities where you can create these checklists, downloads, guides for, like, Maddie, like, has a photography business. She could do like a checklist or a guide for anyone who wants to start their own photography business. And then talking about those things, people will start to ask questions, and you can't say link in bio on TikTok, and you can't type it either. It's something that they do to protect you from bots. So you have to say link in bio, unfortunately, but everyone has to say it. It's like a hoop. That's the only hoop that's really weird on TikTok, but a download is the best way that I have found to get people on my email list.
Your TikTok on that, where you were like, I can't say it, but you know what I'm talking about.
I'm like, go to my profile and just like look up like the line, you can click on it. So ridiculous.
So good. Samantha asked, if you don't use hashtags, how does the algorithm know where and who to send your videos to?
Hashtags don't dictate where you go in the platform. Hashtags categorize you for people to search you, but the way that the algorithm will categorize your content is through the content that you interact with. So when you get on the platform, follow people who are in similar industries, maybe industries that are adjacent to yours. Start to interact with content and watch TikToks of other people who are doing the same kind of thing that you are, especially in the beginning. That's how the algorithm will know, okay, this is their thing. This is what we're going to push them into, this type of talk. There's like book talk, there's realtor talk, mom talk, I don't know, but they will put you where you belong based on how you interact, not based on your hashtags.
Awesome. And then Sherry asked, for my username, you said not to use your business name. Does this go for a boutique as well? Didn't know if there was a difference since I sell products.
Yes, it goes for you as well. I would say something like fashion, clothes, shopping, like some type of word that triggers a quick response. It's almost like when you're at the checkout at a grocery store and you see all those things by the register, like gum, things that you don't have to think about to buy, you just kind of grab them. That's how your username should be. It's like people see Cool Mom CEO and they kind of, I mean, I feel like it just kind of like sparks interest, but if it's like your boutique name, you glaze over. I'm like, it blends in. I don't know what that means because my subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to relate that to anything familiar.
That's so good. That's such a good, just like in the psychology of marketing. That's great.
Psychology, yeah.
That was everything in the chat. So I don't know if anybody else has anything else that they want answered, but that was everything from the chat.
I'm so glad you guys had questions. I'm like, I'm gonna do a Q&A, but I always get nervous for crickets. Did any of you have any other questions? You're welcome. If you have anything that you think of after this, email me or message me on social media. And because I'm sure like once you get on the platform and you start to do things and play around on there, let me know. I'm happy to give you some guidance. Videos. What? Okay. Zoe said, what do you recommend I focus on to get more engagement on my videos? I'm having a hard time getting engagement and followers. I would have to look at your profile. I feel like I've looked at yours before, but I think just make sure that kind of do an audit. I actually have an audit guide that I'm almost done with that I can just send out to all of you. You want to make sure when you look at your account, if you're checking all the boxes with the formula, like I have a hook immediately, like make sure you're not starting your video like, hey everyone, or so I would like, don't try your hardest to leave out the so's and the filler words. Just, I literally will get in people's face. I'm like, are you struggling? I'm a little bit more intense, so I get it. If it's not your personality, it's fine. But like, I've immediately like just jump into it to get their attention. And when you look at your profile, make sure your lighting is good. I saw a huge difference. There's text covers that you can put on all of your videos. Make sure that you're using those to your full advantage. So I treat them like headlines or email subject lines. Makes people want to open them, fills curiosity. And then if you're doing all of those things, we would just have to look more at the actual content and your audience, what they're responding well to.
We've got a couple more here too. So Leah asked, would it be helpful to name my account as my slogan name? I use Everyday Fempreneur.
Yeah, you could use something like that. I think Fempreneur it piques interest and also kind of lets people know what you're about. Yeah.
And then Carly said, I think I know the answer, but do you work with clients one-on-one?
I do, yes. Right now I'm booked until August, I believe, but I'm opening up applications for the fall.
Okay. And then Emma said, what is your recommendation for interacting with ideal clients? Will the algorithm recognize them and send it to them?
So the algorithm sends them content based on what they interact with. So yes, if you're interacting with them and you're interacting with other accounts that they are probably interacting with, the algorithm on TikTok is very, I know it's not simple, but from my view, it's very straightforward. Like if your ideal client engages with other people who are like, if you're into organization, my ideal client is going to be binge watching content of people organizing stuff. So if I'm following them too, algorithm's going to group us all together.
Okay. And then Samantha said, should we be adding captions to all of our talking videos?
Yeah, so you can do add your captions, like you don't have to type them out. It's just like a little feature. You can add the caption. And then I always recommend taking it from the bottom and sliding it up. So you can either have it above your head or below. I always have it above my head just because there's so much happening down here. Like the comments are rolling in your caption that you put on there. So I will put it on the top.
That actually, I have a question now about that because, you know, like when watching people's Instagram stories, that same thing happens where like things can get in the way. If I touch and hold the screen, everything else disappears and then I can read it. I can't find a way to do that on TikTok. Like, can you make everything else disappear and just see what you're trying to see? Or is it always blocked?
For the caption, like the caption on TikTok, if you tap it, it will collapse to the side.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm newbie.
That's okay. I mean, I'm pretty much a newbie too, relatively. I've just been like,
those are, you what?
I've been just submerged in this world. It's the only podcast I listen to. I'm just become so obsessed with that. Awesome. In a good way. But hopefully you guys do too. And you'll have so much more fun creating now that the pressure is off. The pressure's off. Create things that you like and be yourself. Don't even tell anybody that you're going to get on TikTok. Do a challenge by yourself. It's about a cold audience. We don't need our moms and friends to comment on our TikToks. What we need is growth. And that means getting new people to come into our ecosystem. So don't even tell anybody you're doing it. Be yourself and just let it be your safe space to, start fresh. A room of strangers, you could finally be yourself. Imagine. And then for 30 days, you're doing that. And then after 30 days, you're like, well, I'm confident now. You guys can come and watch me because I'm fine now. I've been doing this for 30 days.
That's so good. You crack me up. I was trying not to laugh because I'm not muted.
Oh God.
Carly said you were talking about rolling comments. I see this on my account, but not on others. Do you know anything about that?
Some people don't have the update yet. Some people's comments just don't. I wish mine didn't. I can't stand it, but yeah, it's the worst. Okay.
Let's get us up to date in the chat.
That's it. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming live. I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would. Way more. It was so fun. And like I said, if you have any questions, message me, email me, and I will send you the list of resources, the recording, my guide when I have it finished, the audit guide that will be helpful for you. And let me know if there's anything else you need. I'm here to support you. I know the potential with this freaking platform is incredible. So I'm excited for you guys to all start, and I will talk to you all soon. So have a great Memorial Day weekend. Bye.